All right. Hey, everybody. Happy almost Labor Day. So markets just closed. I want to look at Palantir, but I also want to say, and I've been chirping about this to my members for a couple days, guys, let's get over Nvidia. If you're fixated on Nvidia, um, it's an awesome company. They reported monster numbers. The stock, however, is in here. I'll go ahead and hide all this stuff. Okay. The stock is just in consolidation. And if you didn't have Nvidia here, like let's say that's gone, and you're just looking at a chart, you're just looking at this chart, you would say, huh, wow, that's pretty impressive. I'll bet a lot of people made money, but right now it's kind of printing lower highs. I think I'm just going to watch this one. You wouldn't be looking at it every day to trade it. What you would do is you would set an alert, oh, I don't know, right around 130 bucks. And then you'd forget all about this. You literally would forget all about it because it's not Nvidia, it's just a chart. Okay, well, now it is just a chart. We could see a positive catalyst on Nvidia where if they announce something, I don't know, but if they announce something like, hey, our Blackwell chips are shipping now and they're awesome. So we've sold X number, or we're making like just a crap load of money. It's unbelievable. We could see a move in the stock, but would it run above 140? This is a pretty solid ceiling here. And this is where I had thought, and I had this in my notes to Jim Cramer the last time he pitched my crap, which is the last time he's ever going to. I'm done with him. But I had said in my notes, hey, I think this stock could get, and this is when it was down low, like 90 bucks, or maybe it had just broken out. And I said, I think that this stock could go to 200 bucks. And I said, or maybe it was actually here, because I'm giving you some inside baseball. There's the closing bell. So Larry Williams had said, I think, the stock, according to cycles, because Larry's all about cycles. He knows a lot. He's a brilliant guy. But this is going to peak at 130 bucks. And it was down here some. And I had just done simple measured moves, nothing unique. And I had emailed Jim and said, well, actually, I think it's 140, not 130. And that's, you could say, all right, well, there's not that much difference. Okay, well, yeah, it's $10 difference. It's 7-8%, something like that. And so I think it was noteworthy to mention that to him. And then I said, but if it breaks through 140 bucks, I think just based on the next measured move and the way this thing goes, I think it could hit $200. So what's he do? He goes on his show and he mentions just that, what I just said. However, Jim doesn't know squat about this stuff. He just reads from the script. And typically I write the script for him because I just want him to be doing it correctly. However, all he remembers after the fact is Fitzpatrick says it's going to 200 bucks. Okay. So when I emailed him back here, like literally on this day, when the stock went up a little above 140 bucks, I emailed him and I go, hey man, I still hold a lot of Nvidia stock for the long-term multi-year hold. But I said, hey man, I got out of my trades at an average cost basis. And it was over 140 bucks. I think it was like 140.28. So I basically top ticked this with my call of 140 bucks. And so what do I get back from him? I get back a snarky ass email saying, this is just the kind of thing I've been fighting against my whole life. My whole life, I've been fighting against this. You said Larry Williams were wrong, blah, blah, blah. He called me names and shit like that, saying that basically I was manipulating the stock. Okay, first of all, I'm flipping Dan Fitzpatrick. I'm not Jamie Dimon. I can't manipulate stocks unless the average liquidity is like 9,000 shares a day. There's not that many people who listen to me. But then so I emailed him to explain it to him, but he doesn't read very much. He didn't go back and look at my email or my analysis. He just goes, "We're done." So anyway, the good news for me is I don't have to do that stuff anymore. But the bad news for Nvidia is it never went above 140 bucks. Okay, so now you know more than I've ever disclosed to anybody. So that's just between us. But the bottom line is this: 140 bucks is a solid ceiling now, and it is going to take a lot for Nvidia after the run that it's had. It's going to take a lot for Nvidia to come up to a new high. Now, I'm not saying that it won't. I'm saying that I want to ignore it until it gets up, we'll say, to 130. Okay, so I think I've already set one, but I'm going to set another one, and then I'll get the double mint twins. I will get double my fun here at 130 bucks. So that's what I'm looking for in Nvidia, is a breakout above 130. And until that happens, it would be impossible for me to care. I would rather look at frickin' Boeing than Nvidia. So anyway, that's it for Nvidia. There, I got that off my chest. So with Palantir, this is a totally different deal. I really like the way this is trading. You can see it's up at the top of the channel here on the weekly chart. So it's not a good entry if you're looking at the weekly chart. It's just not. You want to see maybe some, just to give a tip of the hat to the pattern, you want to see the stock give you a deeper pullback before you really load the boat here. However, as I look at the daily chart, this is what I see. Guys, it's the same chart divided by 5. But I see an uptrending 50. I've already drawn this stuff. I see an uptrending 50-day moving average. Nope, I don't want to cancel all of them. I just want this one. I see an uptrending 50-day moving average. I see the zigzags. I see this big washout here, and then a subsequent rally higher. And then I see a low volume. Look at the volume here, okay? I see a low volume pullback, and from the very high to the very low, it was only 10% on light volume. That is not a lot of selling pressure, and that is some buying interest that kind of soaks up whatever supply there is. So now if you're a trader, I would be looking at 30 bucks as the drop dead level. Like if it falls below 30, I'm out of there. Okay, so what's your risk then? Your risk is a little over 5%, maybe 6% on this trade. And your potential reward, like let's say it goes up here, it continues to make higher highs and higher lows. You could expect maybe 8 or 9% on the upside. I don't know. I don't like to predict, but this is just the way I would frame this trade. So I'm risking about 3% on the downside, put my stop a little bit below 30. So anyway, that's what I got for you on Palantir and Nvidia, which is kind of dead to me, even though I love the company and I've seen interviews, I've seen presentations by the CEO, and they're really game changing. But you know what's not game changing for me? This. I don't like charts like this. So anyway, look, happy Labor Day. All right. We got 3 days off. I don't know about you, but I'm darn glad to have it. I'll see you Tuesday.